Good morning. So I'm a little bit later than I normally do these, but I've got a really exciting topic and I wanted to be able to shoot from a different venue than actually going down to the water, because a lot of times people are walking by and they'll come up and pat me on the shoulder, or um, they might be having a conversation, and this homeless person actually just parked up next to me and started singing, which probably wouldn't fit with the tone of this video, even though they could use the message. I couldn't really take advantage of the distraction the way I would have really liked to. So, still a sunrise session. Fortunately, I can get out here on this balcony after 7, and this is what I wake up to most days. And there's one of the pools that we have here right behind me. I'm going to move forward a little bit, but this video touches on 5 things that you can do to get a raise, because we all want to make more money, right? And this is assuming that you work for somebody else, but you can apply most of these if you work for yourself. So when I first started off working, I didn't realize that money was made via value creation. I thought it was on how hard I worked. So I would bust my butt trying to get as much done as possible in as shortest period of time, knowing that we could bill out our clients more. But that also meant the quality of work might have gotten sacrificed a little bit, and the little things that needed to be done might have gotten missed. So I actually started off as a mechanic, and I would fix the equipment really, really quickly, and it would all work and it would do a great job, but it wouldn't be nice and shiny and polished, and it wouldn't be maybe full with gas or perfectly oiled and greased for the customer when they came in. So the customer experience was, yeah, great, my lawnmower, my chainsaw, my tractor was working, but it kind of doesn't look that nice. And I didn't realize the type of clients that we were working with wanted much more value than that. And it wasn't until I realized this that I actually started getting paid more. So there's certain things that I needed to do to actually get more money. And once I realized this, I started taking them on with other positions that I had, eventually making significantly more money. So the first thing that you can actually do if you want to make more money, very first thing, is just start going the extra mile. Do more than is actually expected of you. And I'll share with you a gentleman that started working for me at one of my racetracks. He always showed up on time and early. He came in, and anything that it was that he had to do, he did it better than he needed to. When he had to organize the shop, all of a sudden there was pegboards, everything was marked exactly where it needed to go. The organization was brilliantly done. Anybody could walk in there and find it. If he had to cut the grass, not only did he cut the grass, he did the weed eating, he did it perfectly. And that's what is going by the extra mile. Fast forward a few months later, I bought a whole nother racetrack for him to run. And I invested in him because every single project I gave him to do, he went the extra mile on. And I knew that if he always went the extra mile, we'd always have a great result. The next step number 2 to getting a raise and making sure that you're indispensable, is to improve upon the relationships of the people around you. When you make it important to you what's important to them, people want you around. So listen to the details that people actually lay out for you, and what is important to them. They talk about their children all the time and what school they're going to. You don't have to tell them the better school. You have to tell them how great it is that they think about their child so much and they believe in their success so much. They talk about their college football team or even their high school football team. You know, there's people that go back. I just saw somebody going back to their accomplishments in 5th grade in 1968. It was like, whoa, this is what's important to this person. And first glance, it was like, this is crazy. But why would you go back that far? But when I stopped and thought about it, this is all about human connection. And they were obviously very proud of the test results they got in that time. So I could have actually made fun of them for those test results, but instead, or that they went back that far. Instead, I was actually got engaged in it. And when I made that an important thing to me, it made them light up. So if you want to make more money, engage in those people around you that you're forced to be surrounded with at work, and make it important to you what's important to them, and you'll find that your relationships will improve dramatically. Your workload may even decrease. Don't have this be a way of having people offload their work on you. Just make it important and have that brief conversation. Ask about their family, ask about their wife, husband, children, grandchildren, whatever it is. These things are key indicators. Maybe take their birthday or their child's birthday and actually put it in the notes section of their contact, or make a reminder so you can say happy birthday to their son. Surprise them. People really, really appreciate it when you do that. And that also goes back to doing more expected. Now do that with your relationships too. If you own the business or you're a salesperson, you work with customer service, you do this with your customers too, and watch them flock to you. It's amazing. They will stick with you. They will love to work with you through any single problem because they know that you pay attention when they talk. Super, super important. And then to improve upon this, step number 3 is actually when you ask for feedback from your boss, your coworkers, your customers, the people around you. Go out and ask what they like about what you do so you can give them more of it, and what areas could use a little bit of improvement. If you do this on a continual basis, you don't want to be naggy. You're not going to ask them every hour, every day, every week. It depends on the relationship with the person. But if you work closely with them, every single project you can do with them, at the end of the project, you say, what could I have done better on this part? Not only will you improve, not only will you improve your relationship with that person, but you're automatically going to attract a different type of person to work with and a different attitude from that person that maybe nobody else can work with. But because you're willing to invest in yourself and the project, they're going to actually get more excited about working with you. So it's very important that you ask for the feedback. The 4th tip, get a raise, make more money, is you want to show up. I actually mentioned this in the first one. You want to show up on time, actually early. Show up a little bit early. You only have to be 30 seconds earlier than the other first person, and you were the first person in the meeting. They don't know how long you've been waiting. And show up with a positive attitude. Doesn't matter what's going on at home, what happened yesterday at work, what you think might happen in this meeting. Instead, just show up with a positive attitude that everything is going to work out, and show up early. It says so much. I tried this as an employee, and it skyrocketed me to work directly with a CEO on some projects, several VPs, so forth. And I was just a regular sales rep, but since I showed up early, I got this opportunity to meet the top people at the company. And I got to learn from them 2 things that allowed me to take it to my own company. And when people showed up early with a positive attitude, it was inevitable that I'm going to give them a better position and I'm going to trust them with more things to do. It was inevitable that they were going to get a raise. And the final tip I have for you, and this by no means is the only 5 things you can do to get a raise, but these 5 are things you could implement immediately. The 5th one is to take a process and improve it, automate it, create more value, make it measurable, something that you know, okay, I was able to reduce inventory so that it cut costs substantially. In 1987, I think it was American Airlines, they actually cut out 1 olive, a single olive per salad, and they were able to save $40,000 a year off of 1 olive. Nobody even noticed an olive was cut. And by doing this and thinking about even the smallest of things, you know, it really helped save that airline and make it something that's still around today. So the little things do add up. So however you can automate a process so that either you don't have to do the work or somebody else doesn't have to do the work, or you know, something can be produced faster or more effectively, do that, measure it, let your light shine, and make sure you show it to your superiors and make sure it is a measurable thing, something that you can see. It's not that it just feels better, and sometimes that does work too, but when you can make it measurable and show that you've saved money or improved revenue in some way, superiors go bananas for this stuff. And if you're creating that value, you deserve a piece of it. There's another story about a woman that came up with an idea. She was just a receptionist, and I want to say it was Citibank or IBM. It was one of those big blue chip companies, and she said, we own all this real estate. why don't we check for oil? And they actually hit oil. They had a 2% commission on anything for employees that came up with new ideas. And all of a sudden, this business that was not associated with petroleum now had oil field. And she made a fortune, actually kept her job because she loved it, and she came up with several new things. She also got promoted, but she immediately impacted her revenue. So if you do these 5 things, and it doesn't have to be revolutionary, this last one, it can be just figure out how to improve things 10% at the end of the week on any part of your processes. Just look at, okay, these are 10 things I got done this week. How could I improve 3 of these by 10% so I get them done that much more quickly? You do that, and in just 10 weeks, you're 137% more productive with those areas that you improved 10% just after 10 weeks. So it's magic how numbers work, and just a small amount consistently makes big results. I want to hear your success stories. I want to hear how you get a raise. Comment below. I'll come back here and answer any questions you might have. If you have some ideas, I'd love to hear them. And have an amazing week. It's an early start, and it's good time to get rolling. And life is beautiful. Good luck to y'all.